July 13, 2024. Saturday of the 14th week in Ordinary Time. A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him stood the seraphim. Each had 6 wings, with 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one called to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, the whole earth is full of his glory. And the foundations of the thresholds shook at the voice of him who called, and the house was filled with smoke. And I said, Woe is me! For I am lost, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a burning coal that he had taken with tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth and said, Behold, this has touched your lips, your guilt is taken away, and your sin atoned for. And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, Here I am. Send me. The word of the Lord. Responsorial Psalm Response. The Lord is King, with majesty enrobed. The Lord is King, with majesty enrobed. The Lord has robed himself with might. He has girded himself with power. The Lord is King, with majesty enrobed. The world you made firm, not to be moved. Your throne has stood firm from of old. From all eternity, O Lord, you are. The Lord is King, with majesty enrobed. Truly your decrees are to be trusted. Holiness is fitting to your house, O Lord, until the end of time. The Lord is King, with majesty enrobed. Alleluia, Alleluia. If you are insulted for the name of Christ, you are blessed, because the Spirit of glory and of God rests upon you. Alleluia, Alleluia. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew. At that time, Jesus said to his apostles, A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the disciple to be like his teacher, and the servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebul, how much more will they malign those of his household? So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven, but whoever denies me before men, I also will deny before my Father who is in heaven. The Gospel of the Lord. Reflection. Saturday, 14th week in Ordinary Time. The account of the call of Isaiah in today's Gospel reading conveys a sense of the otherness and majesty of God. Isaiah saw the Lord seated on a high throne, with his train filling the sanctuary. The prophet had a profound sense of his own unworthiness to be in the presence of the All-Holy One. In contrast, Jesus speaks of a God who is intimately involved with the details of his creation. Not one sparrow falls to the ground without God the Father knowing. The very hairs on the head of the disciples have been counted by God. If the humble sparrow, 2 of which can be bought for a penny in the marketplace, is precious in God's sight, Jesus' disciples are much more precious. You are worth more than hundreds of sparrows. There is no conflict between the God of Isaiah and the God of Jesus. God is both infinitely beyond us and deeply involved in the details of our lives. It is because God the Father of Jesus cares so deeply about believers that we can be fearless in our witness to Jesus, declaring ourselves for him in the presence of others. The disciples are likely to suffer the same rejection as their master, but as God was faithful to his Son, bringing him through death to new life, so he will be faithful to his disciples, who are immensely precious to him. It is because of how much we mean to God that we are enabled to declare to others how much Jesus means to us. With Isaiah in the first reading we can say, "Here I am, send me," knowing that the one who sends us journeys with us every step of the way. In the words of St. Paul, "The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do this,"